Your bank account is not usually destroyed by one terrible decision. It is emptied by things that looked harmless. A forgotten subscription, food you never finished, a discount you could not resist, and dozens of small purchases you barely remember making. Japanese money wisdom does not begin with earning more. It begins with noticing what is quietly leaving your life: money, space, time, and peace. The goal is not to become cheap or deny yourself every comfort. The goal is to stop paying for things that do not make your life better. Some people earn more every year but still feel financially trapped. Others live comfortably on less because they have learned how to separate real value from temporary desire. Their secret is not extreme sacrifice. It is a collection of small habits practiced so consistently that saving becomes natural. In this video, you will discover 7 Japanese-inspired money habits that can help you waste less, buy with greater intention, and create a life that feels richer without constantly spending more. And pay close attention to the final habit, because it explains why the strongest financial freedom begins not inside your wallet, but inside your mind. Habit 7. Create a rich life that does not need constant spending. The most expensive habit is not buying luxury products. It is believing that every difficult emotion must be solved by spending money. A stressful day becomes a food delivery. Boredom becomes online shopping. Loneliness becomes another package at the door. Exhaustion becomes an expensive reward. For a few moments, the purchase feels like relief. But when that feeling disappears, the money is gone, and the original emptiness is still waiting. This is why true financial strength begins long before you open your banking app. It begins when you learn to comfort yourself, reward yourself, and enjoy your life without automatically reaching for your wallet. Japanese ideas of simplicity and mindful living teach a powerful lesson. An ordinary moment becomes valuable when you are fully present inside it. A peaceful walk, a carefully prepared cup of tea, a warm bath, a clean room, fresh air, a quiet meal, time with someone you love, or an evening spent away from endless scrolling can restore you without creating another expense. This does not mean money should never be enjoyed. You worked for it, and some purchases can improve your health, save your time, support your family, or create unforgettable memories. The danger begins when spending becomes your main source of pleasure and your fastest escape from discomfort. Before buying something to improve your mood, pause and ask, what am I truly trying to feel right now? Perhaps you do not need new clothes. You need confidence. Perhaps you do not need expensive food. You need rest. Perhaps you do not need another object. You need excitement, connection, control, or peace. A purchase may imitate those feelings, but it rarely creates them for long. Build a personal list of things that make you feel rich without costing much. Walking somewhere beautiful, preparing your favorite simple meal, exercising, reading, organizing your space, calling someone you trust, learning a skill, listening to music, watching the sunset, or enjoying a slow morning without pressure. Keep this list nearby for the moments when you feel the urge to spend emotionally. You should also define what living richly means to you. For one person, it may mean freedom from debt. For another, it may mean having enough savings to leave a harmful job. It may mean helping your parents, traveling without borrowing, sleeping without financial anxiety, or having more time with your children. When you know what true richness means, meaningless purchases become easier to refuse. Advertisements survive by convincing you that your current life is incomplete. They tell you that you need a newer phone, a better body, a more impressive home, and a more fashionable identity. But the person who appreciates what they already have becomes difficult to control. They can admire something without needing to own it. They can see a sale without treating it like an emergency. They can watch someone else's lifestyle without turning it into their own financial burden. That is real wealth. Not having everything you desire, but no longer being controlled by every desire that appears. So create days that feel meaningful before you make them expensive. Fill your life with purpose, relationships, health, creativity, nature, and peaceful routines. Then money becomes a useful tool instead of emotional medicine. Because the richest person is not always the one who can afford the most. Sometimes it is the one who needs the least to feel grateful, secure, and fully alive. Habit 6. Master the Japanese art of buying with patience, not emotion. One of the biggest reasons people stay broke is not because they earn too little. It is because they buy too quickly. Modern shopping is designed to make you spend before you think. A countdown timer appears on your screen. A message says, only 3 left. A flash sale promises to end in an hour. Before you have time to ask whether you actually need the item, your emotions have already made the decision. Japanese culture encourages something very different. Instead of reacting immediately, it values patience, intention, and thoughtful choices. The goal is not to own everything you can afford, it is to own only what continues to improve your life long after the excitement of buying has disappeared. Before purchasing anything that is not essential, create a simple waiting rule. If it is a small purchase, wait at least 24 hours. If it is expensive, wait 7 to 30 days. During that time, ask yourself one powerful question. Would I still want this if nobody else ever saw it? That single question exposes the difference between buying for your life and buying for your image. Most impulse purchases lose their appeal after a few days. What felt urgent suddenly becomes forgettable. The excitement fades, but your money stays in your account. That is how patience quietly creates wealth. Another Japanese principle is to focus on value instead of quantity. A home filled with carefully chosen, useful items creates more satisfaction than a house overflowing with things that are rarely touched. Every object should earn its place by serving a real purpose. Before bringing anything into your home, ask yourself 4 questions. Do I truly need this? Will I still use it 1 year from now? Does it solve a real problem or simply satisfy a temporary feeling? If I already owned this today, would I buy it again? If the answer to these questions is uncertain, the purchase can probably wait. Remember that every unnecessary item costs more than its price tag. It takes up space in your home, demands your attention, requires cleaning, and often ends up being replaced before it has truly been used. What looked like a bargain slowly becomes another hidden expense. People who build lasting wealth understand a simple truth. They are not impressed by discounts. They are impressed by self-control. Every time you walk away from an unnecessary purchase, you are not losing an opportunity. You are buying something far more valuable: freedom. Freedom from debt, freedom from clutter, freedom from financial stress. And over time, those small decisions become the reason your savings grow, while others continue wondering where all their money disappeared. The richest life is rarely built by buying more. It is built by needing less, choosing wisely, and letting patience become your greatest financial advantage. Habit 5, stop buying for today. Start buying for the next 10 years. Most people think they are saving money because they always choose the cheapest option. But the cheapest product often becomes the most expensive purchase. A pair of shoes that falls apart after a few months. A kitchen appliance that stops working just after the warranty ends. Cheap furniture that wobbles, breaks, and must be replaced again. Clothing that loses its shape after a few washes. Every replacement quietly takes more money from your future. Many Japanese households follow a different philosophy. Instead of asking, "How little does this cost?" they ask, "How long will this continue adding value to my life?" This small shift changes everything. Imagine buying a jacket for $40 that lasts 1 winter, compared with a $120 jacket that still looks new after 10 years. The first purchase feels cheaper, but the second one costs far less over time. The same principle applies to cookware, furniture, backpacks, shoes, tools, and even everyday household items. Quality is not about buying luxury brands. It is about choosing products that are reliable, repairable, and built to last. In Japan, there is deep respect for craftsmanship. Many people would rather own one beautifully made object than 5 low-quality replacements. They understand that every item entering the home should earn its place through years of service, not just a few weeks of excitement. Before purchasing anything, stop looking only at the price tag. Ask yourself these questions. How many years will I realistically use this? Can it be repaired instead of replaced? Will I still appreciate owning it long after today's excitement disappears? Does it solve a real problem? Or is it simply feeding a temporary desire? These questions protect your money far better than any discount ever will. Another powerful Japanese mindset is caring for what you already own. Expensive items often last because their owners clean them, maintain them, and repair them before small problems become expensive ones. A sharpened kitchen knife lasts longer. Well-polished shoes survive for years. Properly stored clothes keep their quality. Simple maintenance saves thousands of dollars over a lifetime. The wealthiest habit is not constantly buying better things. It is making the things you already own last as long as possible. Remember, every object has 2 prices: the price you pay at the checkout and the price you continue paying every time you replace it. People who become financially secure understand this difference. They don't chase bargains, they invest in value. They buy carefully, care for what they own, and replace things only when their purpose has truly ended. That is why their homes stay organized, their spending stays controlled, and their savings quietly grow year after year. Habit 4. Respect every dollar, the Japanese habit of eliminating silent waste. Most people never notice where their money disappears. It is not usually spent on one huge purchase. It leaks away through dozens of small, forgettable decisions. A streaming service you no longer watch, food that expires before anyone eats it, clothes hanging in the closet with their tags still attached, coffee bought out of habit instead of desire. Lights left on in empty rooms, small online purchases that seemed insignificant at the time. Individually, these expenses feel harmless. Together, they quietly steal thousands of dollars every year. In Japan, there is a beautiful idea called Mottainai. It expresses a deep sense of regret whenever something useful is wasted. But this philosophy goes far beyond food or household items. It teaches respect for your possessions, your time, your energy, and your money. Every dollar you spend represents hours of your life. You traded your time, effort, and skills to earn it. When you waste money on things that bring no lasting value, you are also wasting a part of your life. That realization changes how you spend. Before buying something new, look around your home. You may already own something that does the same job. Before ordering more groceries, check your refrigerator first. Before replacing an item, ask if it can be repaired, cleaned, or reused. Before subscribing to another service, ask yourself if you are fully using the ones you already pay for. These tiny habits may seem insignificant, but they slowly close the invisible holes where your money escapes every month. Try creating a finish before buying rule. Finish the shampoo before opening another bottle. Read the books you already own before purchasing new ones. Wear the clothes hidden in the back of your closet before shopping again. Eat the food already in your kitchen before filling another shopping cart. This simple discipline changes your relationship with consumption. You stop buying because you forgot what you had. You stop replacing things that still serve you well. You stop confusing convenience with necessity. Over time, your home becomes less cluttered, your spending becomes more intentional, and your savings begin to grow almost without effort. The truth is, wealth is not built only by earning more. It is also built by protecting what you have already earned. People who master money are not obsessed with buying more. They become experts at wasting less. That is the quiet power of the Japanese mindset. They understand that every object has value, every dollar has purpose, and every unnecessary expense is a piece of tomorrow's freedom disappearing today. The less you waste, the less you need to earn. And that is one of the greatest financial advantages anyone can develop. Habit 3. Make saving automatic before you spend a single dollar. Most people save what is left after paying their bills, buying groceries, eating out, shopping online, and enjoying the weekend. The problem is simple. There is almost never anything left. That is why millions of people work harder every year but still wonder why their savings never seem to grow. The issue is not always income. It is the order in which money is used. Many financially disciplined Japanese households follow a different approach. They never ask, "How much can I save this month?" Instead, they decide first how much they will save, and then they build the rest of their life around what remains. This one decision changes everything. The moment your paycheck arrives, move a fixed amount directly into savings before you pay yourself with shopping, entertainment, or unnecessary upgrades. It does not matter whether it is $20, $50, or $200. The amount is less important than the habit, because wealth is built by consistency, not occasional motivation. Think of your savings as the most important bill you have every month. You would never ignore your rent or your electricity bill. So why should your future receive whatever happens to be left over? The easiest way to protect yourself from unnecessary spending is to remove temptation before it appears. Set up an automatic transfer so your savings leave your account the same day your income arrives. When you never see that money sitting in your spending account, you stop thinking of it as money available to spend. You naturally adjust your lifestyle to the amount that remains. This is exactly how many financially successful people build wealth without feeling like they are making constant sacrifices. Another important lesson from Japan is to avoid increasing your lifestyle every time your income grows. Many people receive a raise and immediately buy a more expensive phone, a bigger car, luxury clothes, or a more costly apartment. Their salary increases, but their financial stress stays exactly the same because every extra dollar immediately finds a new expense. Instead, let your income grow faster than your lifestyle. Whenever you receive a raise, increase your savings first before increasing your spending. Even saving half of every future pay raise can completely transform your financial future within a few years. Imagine two people earning exactly the same salary. One spends first and hopes to save later. The other saves first and spends what remains. 5 years from now, their incomes may still be identical, but their lives will look completely different. One will have freedom, security, emergency savings, and opportunities. The other may still be living paycheck to paycheck, wondering where all the money went. Financial peace is rarely created by one lucky investment. It is created every payday through one quiet decision repeated again and again. Save first, spend second, and let your future self thank you for every small sacrifice you make today. Habit 2. Stop chasing discounts, start chasing real value. One of the biggest financial traps is believing that you save money every time something is on sale. Stores know exactly how your brain works. They place bright red discount signs everywhere, add countdown timers, offer buy one, get one free deals, and create the fear that if you don't buy today, you will lose a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But here is the truth. If you bought something you never actually needed, you did not save money. You simply spent less than the original price. That is not saving. That is still spending. Many Japanese families approach shopping very differently. They don't ask, how much am I saving? They ask, do I need this at all? That one question has protected more money than any discount ever could. Before making any non-essential purchase, pause for a moment and imagine taking the item home. Ask yourself, will this improve my life 6 months from now? Would I still buy it if it were not on sale? Am I solving a real problem, or am I simply reacting to clever marketing? Most of the time, the excitement disappears the moment you stop rushing. Another powerful Japanese habit is shopping with a list and refusing to buy anything that isn't on it. It sounds simple, but it eliminates one of the biggest causes of unnecessary spending: emotional decisions. Supermarkets are carefully designed to encourage impulse buying. Expensive items are placed at eye level. Snacks wait beside the checkout. Pleasant music, attractive displays, and limited time offers are all created to keep you spending. The longer you wander without a plan, the more money quietly leaves your wallet. Walk in with a list. Buy what you came for. Leave when you're finished. That single habit can save hundreds, even thousands of dollars over a year. Japanese consumers also understand another important lesson. Every object entering your home creates a hidden cost. It needs space. It needs cleaning. It needs maintenance. It demands your attention. Eventually, it may need to be repaired, replaced, or thrown away. The true cost of an item is rarely the price on the receipt. It is everything that comes after you own it. This is why, financially wise, people buy less, but choose better. Instead of filling their homes with things that provide a few minutes of excitement, they fill their lives with purchases that continue creating value for years. Remember this whenever you see a sale. The greatest discount in the world is paying nothing for something you never needed in the first place. People who become wealthy are not experts at finding bargains. They are experts at saying no to unnecessary ones, because every dollar you refuse to waste today becomes another dollar working for your future tomorrow. Habit 1. Give every dollar a job. The Japanese Kakebo method. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and discovering that someone quietly took $10 from your wallet. You would notice immediately. Now imagine losing $10 every single day through forgotten subscriptions, impulse purchases, unnecessary deliveries, random online shopping, and money you never tracked. Most people never notice, not because the money isn't disappearing, because they never see where it goes. That is exactly why one of Japan's most powerful financial traditions, known as Kakebo, has helped families manage money wisely for more than a century. Kakebo is not just a budgeting system. It is a conversation with your money. Instead of asking, how much do I have? It asks a far more important question. Where is my money actually taking me? Every month begins with 4 simple questions. How much money do I earn? How much do I want to save? How much am I actually spending? How can I improve next month? These questions sound simple, but they force you to become aware of financial habits that usually happen on autopilot. Most people think they have a money problem. In reality, they have an awareness problem. They cannot fix what they never measure. Start writing down every expense, even the smallest ones. The morning coffee, the online purchase, the snack at the gas station, the streaming service you forgot was still charging you. The small purchases are often the biggest surprise. You may discover that you didn't lose $300 because of one expensive mistake. You lost it through 30 purchases of $10 that felt completely harmless at the time. That realization changes everything. Another powerful part of Kakebo is dividing your spending into meaningful categories. Money spent on necessities, money spent on personal growth, money spent on enjoyment, money wasted without creating real value. Once you see these categories on paper, your priorities become impossible to ignore. You stop asking, can I afford this? You begin asking, is this worthy of my money? That single question transforms your financial decisions because every dollar is more than a piece of paper. It represents an hour of your life, your effort, your energy, your time away from your family. When you begin respecting every dollar you earn, you naturally become more careful about where it goes. The goal of Kakebo is not to make you feel guilty. It is to make you intentional. People who build lasting wealth are rarely those who obsess over earning the most. They are the ones who know exactly where every dollar is going before it ever leaves their hands. Remember this, money that has no purpose will always find a way to disappear. But when every dollar is given a job before you spend it, your finances stop controlling you, and you finally begin controlling your finances. At first glance, these 7 Japanese money habits may seem too simple to change your life, but that is exactly why they work. Financial freedom is rarely created by one lucky investment, one massive paycheck, or one perfect opportunity. It is built through hundreds of small decisions that most people ignore. Every unnecessary purchase you avoid, every dollar you save before spending, every item you choose not to waste, and every moment you pause before buying becomes another brick in the foundation of a stronger financial future. The truth is, becoming richer is not only about increasing your income, it is about increasing your wisdom. 2 people can earn the exact same salary, yet one constantly worries about money while the other enjoys peace, security, and growing savings. The difference is not always what they earn. It is how they think. The Japanese understand something many people overlook. Money is not meant to impress others. It is meant to create freedom. Freedom to sleep without financial stress. Freedom to help your family when they need you. Freedom to walk away from situations that no longer serve you. Freedom to choose your future instead of being controlled by your next paycheck. You do not have to master all 7 habits overnight. Start with just one. Write down every expense this week. Cancel one subscription you no longer use. Wait 24 hours before your next non-essential purchase. Save a small amount before you spend another dollar. Small actions, repeated consistently, always outperform big promises that never become habits. A year from today, your future self will not remember every coffee you skipped or every impulse purchase you avoided. But your future self will remember the peace of having savings, the confidence of living below your means, and the freedom that comes from finally being in control of your money instead of wondering where it disappeared. If you found value in this video, tell us in the comments, which Japanese money habit are you going to start today? Your answer might inspire someone else to take their first step toward financial freedom. And if you enjoy discovering timeless Japanese habits that help you save more, live better, stay healthier, and simplify your life, subscribe to the Japan Life Code, because sometimes the smallest changes don't just save a few dollars, they completely transform the way you live.